I've gotten something out of it that I didn't expect. It's just, it's great to get some thoughts down on paper and surprise yourself with what you manage.
It's been unlike anything or any other professional developments I've done before. It's structured in a way that is really easy for, I think, teachers to gain skills that they can use in the classroom, and I've loved the whole process.
I've found the most valuable thing for me as a writer is that I have more confidence in my abilities, and I realise that I like to write about things that are important to me, and that's something that I would pass on to my practice as a classroom teacher. For me as a writer, I have found that I do like structure, but then I also don't like structure. So I'm actually happy to be given structure, but then I also liked the other writing choices where you could just write freely.
The model, I think, has got teachers thinking. And in short conversations with some of the teachers who participated, I know they're tuned in to the process of writing. They're tuned in to what learners might need so that they may be successful. I wonder in that hour where, you know, for me it felt doable. It was, you know, it was hard to do that 10 minutes, and I often wanted more time. But I think the lovely part of that was the more time came in my own time, because I wanted to and I loved it, and I was taking something away that I wanted to continue. And I think that's a great sign of when we go to professional learning or we attend a workshop and we want to continue to do more with it.
I think the most valuable part for me as a writer was feedback. And I know we, in a classroom, we use feedback a lot, but it was really nice to be on the end of that feedback to see how it feels and then how you can use that feedback effectively in your writing. So I guess it puts yourself in, putting yourself in the student's shoes. So that was really effective.
As a school principal, I have enjoyed listening to the conversations around the staff room table after these sessions where the teachers have taken their pieces of writing back and shared it with their students. I've really enjoyed listening to the teachers discuss their responses, the children's responses, and how they enjoyed sharing their journey with the students. And I could see each week that the teachers were becoming more confident.
As a Year 2 teacher, a lot of the things that I write are at a Year 2 level or just above that, and being able to take some time just to write for myself was a really big boost, because I could see that I could produce work that I might not have thought I could previously to do in the workshop.
Oh, I think, like, so often we are asked to think and focus on the teaching and a classroom experience, and this is focusing on the person, the teacher themselves as a person and their passions and what they would like to write about. So I've only seen a little bit of the writing. Tonight I'll hear more, but I think that's wonderful. It's just, it's purposeful for the teachers by the sound of it, and from what I hear, the writing is high quality. So I think just the fact that they teach about how language works, but in this project they get to experience how language works for them.
The use of meta-language was really important from the facilitator, because it allowed us to not just discuss in our language what we were talking about, but also to pull a vocabulary to that idea. And as teachers, we have to do that for our students. And so it was nice to see that modelled as well.
I liked that you started the sessions with a mentor text, and that we got to explore the language features in the text. And that provided us with some understanding of why the author wrote what they wrote and how the author wrote, what language features they used.
The one I was most proud about is my rhetorical piece, piece on a character, because when I read it, it engages me, and I know if it's engaging me as a reader, then I'm sure it would engage other people as well.
I've shared my writing with some of my friends. One was actually, I wrote on my friend's birthday and I shared it to her for her birthday.
Tonight I am presenting two pieces. One is called Climb, which was the poetry, the noun and verb, ing. And that was one of the earlier pieces. And it was just a really simple format that you could write and then go back and refine really easily. And so that was the first one, and that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed writing that, and that was probably that moment of going, okay, I can write creatively. The second piece is it's called Bird Call, and that was a lot of fun. That was based on the mentor text, The Duck and the Darklings, and I loved the opportunity to just play with words through that. So the Bird Call would be my favourite because I've had more time on it, more passion around it.
Well, see, I really enjoyed the structure of it, and I liked that routine that, you know, we'd look at a text, we'd discuss it, and then we'd get given our piece of our, you know, task, and then we'd sit there and write it, and then you had this structure and this routine that really suited me.
As a writer myself, I wrote a lot in high school creatively around TV shows that I liked or characters that I liked, and then when I went into university I stopped doing that creative writing. I really just wrote my assessment pieces or read peer-reviewed texts, so it was a lot more academic. And even as a teacher, I don't write a lot of creative for my own pleasure, so getting to do the workshop and having that dedicated time was really beneficial for myself personally, but also for then me to take ideas into the classroom as well.
I found doing the project with the staff here definitely valuable, and I think knowing and feeling safe with the people that you were writing with and sharing your writing with and receiving feedback from was important, that you did feel safe.
The most fulfilling part of the Teachers as Writers program was everyone sharing their writing and so that I could see what everyone could do, and then providing each other with feedback.
I have shared my writing with my husband. I've also shared it with the teachers that I work with. I've shared it with my children. I wrote a particular piece about my son. I wrote a letter to my son, and it was really special to share that with him. He really enjoyed hearing his birth story a little bit and how I felt when he was first born.
I shared my writing with my family. I don't have a classroom. So I often shared on Tuesday nights at the dinner table. We talked about the writing workshop for that day and the focus. And as I had an opportunity to refine and edit my pieces, I got brave and shared with some colleagues at the office, and it was just they was taking it all to another level, to sort of own it and be proud, and I was actually asking for feedback from my colleagues. So that process probably reinforced how important it is for audience, and to have that feedback to edit and refine the work.
One of the highlights for me has been learning that I am a writer. I guess I always had a feeling that I wasn't a creative writer. A lot of the writing that I do is academic or for children or for informative purposes. So taking that hat off and writing creatively is something very different. And I think I've enjoyed that more than I realised I would.
I do consider myself to be a writer now. If you'd asked me a year ago, I probably wouldn't have, because I wasn't writing creatively at all a year ago. But after doing the workshop, I can see now that I can produce pieces of writing that have impact, and I can use language features and really, engage myself with mentor texts to produce more bits of writing as well.
For myself as a writer, I've found that it's shown that I have a bit more confidence in knowing that I can actually write something that actually is good.